moist, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Eyes should be bulging and clear. These ones are not bulging. They're getting there.
Just a little bit.
We're not bright red. We're red, but we're not great. Robert, somebody show that man how to put it on top. Okay, we're looking at the cavity. Now this is still bright red. It's not yellow, but it's not super clean either. Okay, it was. Now let me just tell you what happened here. The person who received this put it on crushed ice in a drip pan. That's great. They put it in my cooler. We also got a pan just like this set up with the striped bass that we're going to use tomorrow, directly on top of the fish.
Yeah, you said that to have crushing, right?
So, well, not only that, but these are about 30 pounds once you get everything in it. That means 30 pounds of pressure were on these fish. You're crushing it, right? We don't want that. We need to make sure when we're receiving and we're storing that we're doing it responsibly and we're taking care of the product, because we don't want to ruin the integrity of the fish with poor receiving procedures, right? Okay, so
It was at the bottom of the bunch.
this was the bottom of the catch. Yeah. She's like, I remember that from yesterday. So what we want to do first is we're going to remove the head. This one, okay, so it has the head, it has the tail, it has the fins, but it has no viscera. So what is the market form of this? What is this called? Drawn. Because remember, whole is just how it was caught, right? If you see a fish swimming around like that, it is Halloween time.
It is not going to be swimming.
It is not going to be. It's going to be sinking like. Blah,
Be going sideways.
All right. So this is a whole drawn salmon. All right. So first thing I want to do, I don't want to take any of this fillet away. This is beautiful. This is all usable product. So I want to get right up behind the gills, trim this back. Okay. Now the thing with the big fish is they have a big backbone. You got to go through the backbone. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, make sure you have a nice sharp knife. Now tomorrow you're going to be working with a smaller fish, but everybody's going to get to do a striped bass. Okay, so you'll all get to.
You angle it, right, to go inward.
Well, I don't want to go in toward the head because I don't want to cut into the fillet. So when I'm left there, with Mr. Salmon, you say, fish heads, roly poly fish heads.
Really, chef?
You would know how to stuff this, wouldn't you? Okay, wow, that's weird. Okay, so there's your salmon. All right. What we need to do now, we've got this backbone that runs along the fish, okay, and then we have the belly. We want to remove the fillets from the top and from the other side, okay? So this is going to take a good amount of pressure. Yeah, pressure, right? And you've got to be able to control it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need a little bit of wiggle room. All right. Make sure my knife is very sharp. For this, I'm using my French knife because it's a large fish and it's a larger duty. I wouldn't be using. I know a fillet knife should be used for filleting a fish, but for this, because I'm going to be cutting on the top of the backbone and cutting through pin bones that are going to be from this backbone, we've got these pin bones that are also coming out. So when I cut through this fillet, I'm going to be cutting through that rib cage basically, and the bones are going to be in the fillet, which we're going to have to use pliers to pull out. I just have to run downstairs and go get my pliers because I forgot them. But we can also remove this too. This is a little bit of. Are you touching on my fish? Because I can. Dang, touche. All right, we had a little bit of viscera still in there, so we're just going to get rid of that. Did you want that for dinner?
Yeah. Delicious.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go just on top. We don't want to waste any fish, so I'm going to go as close to the, as close to the, we're going to go on this side of the fin when we're cutting this way, and the other side will go on the other side. All right? But we want to, you can hear, okay? We're going through a bone. Okay. And I'm putting a little bit of pressure on it.
So you can feel the bone as you're covering through it, right?
Yes.
So you will never lose your...
So, got this fillet, okay? So I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to set this right over here for a minute. Notice I'm not putting the flesh directly on the ice, right? Okay. one of these days I'm gonna have like a professional video going while I'm doing this. Right? Jeez. I've made all kinds of tapes before.
Oh my goodness. Why does that always happen?
Such an innuendo going on. All right, I'm watching where my hand is, by the way, okay? The bones are directly on the cutting board. And at this point, sometimes if I do go back up underneath it, it's fine. I can just take the fin off. But we want to make sure, there we go, we are on top of it. Okay, that we're trying to keep it as stable as possible to avoid any accidents. All right, and I'm trying not to press down too hard on it because I don't want to crush the fillet either. Okay.
Watching.
Back up.
Yeah. Okay. So then we've got that. So then we've got this. Would I use this for stock?
No.
Why?
It's a fatty
It's
fish.
a fatty fish. The flavor is just too potent. Okay. So we're left with this. I'm going to clean my cutting boards. Oh, there's a hair there. See?
Yeah.
And sometimes they do come with the fish, by the way.
The hair?
Yeah. Just gotta get rid of it. All right. The fish don't have
I
hair.
know what you said.
So I'm going to remove this. Go ahead and remove this fin. Okay. Also this one here that is kind of on here. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to cut off the belly portion of this. So I like to have it like this. And there's a set of bones right here. And if I just run my knife very carefully along it, as long as you have a nice sharp knife, you won't lose any yield. Okay. You can remove the belly and the bones at the same time. Okay. You see this one right here? This is a big bone. This is the kind of bone that you're going to find in a big fish, right? Okay, so you are also going to find these pin bones here, which when I go to get my pliers, they run to about here, okay? And these are going to be needed to be plucked in the direction in which they're going, right, which would be this way, all the way up to make sure we have a nice skinless fillet. You do not want to send a bone, especially one of those big ones, out to a customer in their fillet, okay? So we got to make sure that those are taken out. Okay, the next thing, this is ready to be skinned, all right? So we're going to take the skin off. And just like yesterday, but in a bigger form, I'm going to make a relief cut, right? Something to hang on to. And I'm pulling this, and pushing my knife forward. Notice I have my knife off the cutting board. I'm applying just enough pressure to remove the fillet. But we want to not waste any, right? So we should just be left with the skin and the pretty fillet, all right? And this little bit of fat can be taken off. Okay. And then, like I said, each side should give us 7 to 8 fillets. We need, each group is getting 8, right? There's 4 people in each group, 5 groups of 4. So
One group has 5.
Whatever you get
One
of
group
A
has
to B, that
5?
would be the great
Yes.
there's only 20 people, so there should be 5 groups of 4.
It's yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
That's all right.
We
because
did 4
can
groups
obviously
today,
have
right?
3.
We did 4 groups today? Or
Yeah.
5? No, there are 5 groups.
Yeah, but one has 3.
I'll be all right tonight, I think. I need 40, and I've got 4 sides of salmon. So these fillets are going to be smaller than you would give a customer because I need to get 10 out of each side instead of 7 to 8. Okay. What I like to do for salmon, I always start from the tail end, and I'm going to have to go back through and like pick these out once I portion them. But I'll trim the end. And you'll see they're nice and flat down here, but it's thicker up here. So they're gonna be longer here, right? So that would be a portion. I like to cut on a bias. I think it looks prettier in the final presentation. Okay, you see that? You could also, okay, so let's say with the ginger dollop pistachio crusted one, we're gonna have like a piece that sits on top, right? So we could cut a portion like this, and then like done like that, to where you have the square that sits on as one portion, because we're trying to do smaller, today. So I'll tell you what, why don't we do that? 1, 2, so this can be for the poached. And we do have to remove bones if we find any. And that would be for the pistachio crusted. Okay. Let me go ahead and do another groups. Oh yeah, we're gonna be fine here. We'll just have, you guys are gonna get plenty of salmon. It'll just be in the form of two dishes. So in those groups.
What's that black spot?
It is probably just discoloration, either from, we won't use that, how's that? All right, so then what we'll do, I'm trying to get creative here. That'll be the fourth